Moving to Charleston isn't just about palm trees, pastel houses. It's a major life decision. And if you're feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety, you're not alone. Today, I'm walking you through the real 2026 Charleston relocation guide. I'm going to break down costs, neighborhoods, lifestyle, and the parts that no one really explains so you can move in confidence and not in confusion. The cost of living, here is the true picture. Home prices range depending on the area. In the Charleston area, the price ranges will be from about 600K to about a million. That does not include Mount Pleasant, that can often get into the high millions and upward. North Charleston is a bit more affordable. Home prices there will range from about 200K to about 400K, depending on the neighborhood and the amenities. Somerville area is above the North Charleston area. So that is definitely considered the suburbs of Charleston. That can also range about 400 to 600K on average. And the more rural areas of Charleston are considered the Monk's Corner, Georgetown, Ridgeville area, that can range from 200 to 500K, just depending on the homes. And when I'm talking about depending on the homes, you have your ranch style that's about one story, you have your nicer two-story home. So just depending on your lifestyle and your budget, it determines your price. Insurance is really something you need to look into when you're buying a home. Insurance can make an affordable payment into an unaffordable payment. So in terms of insurance, you're always going to have homeowners insurance. The next thing you need to look for is flood insurance. When you buy a home, you need to look and see if you are in a flood zone area. And I can show you that here in the website you can navigate to find out that as well. And here is the link, and here's how you do it. And I will talk more about this later. Now, flood insurance, my recommendation is if you're going to live in South Carolina, just get flood insurance throughout, just because we do experience hurricanes and you never know how your home will be affected. In terms of keeping up with your home's utilities and maintenance, being a homeowner is a great privilege, but is also a great responsibility. So setting aside a budget for home maintenance, things that could go wrong, and a good home warranty, especially if you're not comfortable fixing the things in your home just yet. So before you close on a home, be sure to talk to a great realtor or myself about your options with home warranties. A home warranty is basically just going to be like any warranty. When you buy a home, you can buy that as an extension. If anything breaks in the house within a year, most home warranty companies will fix it or replace it with a newer model. That is something great to look into, especially if you're new to buying homes, you don't feel comfortable doing that right now. Or if you are a single person, a single woman, you just don't want to get your hands dirty. The next cost to consider is HOAs. HOAs are in place to keep the values of the neighborhood steady. So they form a homeowners association to keep property values up, keep the neighborhood nice. They implement rules and regulations. Oftentimes, HOAs manage amenities like pools, tennis courts, things like that. A great HOA is going to be very involved, very fair, very diplomatic to keep things like that going, to keep the HOA budget. So an HOA needs money to run. As a part of their services, they charge a quarterly, sometimes monthly fee to their residents that can range from $100 to even more than that, depending on when they charge those fees. When you're looking at homes, be sure to check whether the home you're looking at is in a HOA neighborhood. HOA fees can depend on when they charge it. It could be a few $100s a month, or they could charge quarterly or biannually. So be sure to check. Renting versus buying. So you're considering moving to Charleston, South Carolina. You don't know whether or not you should buy or rent right now. And I have to tell you, it depends on your circumstances. So if you're new to Charleston, not sure if you want to be here, not sure if you're quite ready, don't have a job lined up, and you're just kind of feeling it out, digital nomad, I would recommend renting first, just so you can determine if Charleston is truly aligned with you. If you have been here before, you love the area, you got married in Charleston, you know all the cute little neighborhood spots, I would definitely lean towards renting for a short time until you can buy a home, just trying out neighborhoods. Now, if you are a little bit further along and you have a home, you need to sell it, you need to get your kids into a good school district quickly, while renting for a short time may be a good option, I would recommend definitely getting on the fast track to buying a home in the neighborhoods you love. So again, it does depend on where you are in life and how quickly you want to move into the Charleston area. Moving to Charleston does mean a slower pace. There's a sense of charm and community while living here that many people enjoy when they move from major cities. So Charleston offers front porch living with sweet tea, a walkable historic downtown. Our lifestyle encourages a slower pace of living along with great food and drinks. Just remember, you're not losing access to living a full life. You're just gaining an opportunity to live a more holistic life. If you are a young professional that is looking for a work life balance, a neighborhood that has tons of fun things to do, I would definitely keep my eye on downtown Charleston and North Charleston Park Circle neighborhood. There are tons of fun things to do, like concerts, axe throwing, and tons of great little coffee shops to check out. If you are a family that's looking for safety, good school districts, and parks, again, I would keep my eye on Somerville and parts of Mount Pleasant. If you want more of a beach life with nature, I would check out Folly Beach in James Island, and I would continue to go up the peninsula up towards Somerville, Monk's Corner area. And lastly, if you are looking for luxury and privacy, Daniels Island is a great gem. If not, parts of Mount Pleasant, I would also check out Kiowa Island. Now, I get this question a lot about traffic here. Traffic is not great, especially if you live in Somerville, North Charleston. Depending on the time that you leave for work or after work, traffic can be about 45 minutes to an hour. So if you're living downtown and you work downtown, keep that in mind. You won't experience that. But if you live in Somerville and you need to commute to downtown, depending on the time and the day of the week, it could be about an hour. Just remember, there is no best neighborhood. There is only the best match for you. Let's circle back to flooding, the weather, and insurance. The weather in Charleston is mild to warm, so that means in the summer it can get around 80s to 90s. In the fall and winter, it gets to about the 50s and the 60s. You also experience hurricanes, so while you may not be in a flood zone, a hurricane can affect any area of Charleston. So having that flood insurance and speaking with an insurance professional about your risk is very important, especially when you're buying here in Charleston. You need to be smart and protect yourself if you do choose to move to Charleston. You're moving to Charleston finally, and you're worried about finding your community, finding your people. That is a huge concern. If I were moving to Charleston again, I would really look into things that interested me. So if you're interested in working out, joining a Pilates class, joining a bar class is a great place to start building friendships. I would also check out coffee bars just because I am a coffee connoisseur. There are tons of coffee making classes. They teach you the basics of coffee beans to making the ultimate latte. Also, a lot of the women I talk to are amazing professionals in their field. There are great workshop meetups. I run a couple. I would connect with the people there. There are great young professional mixers with our Chamber of Commerce. So I would connect with like minded professionals there. And from there, you can form great relationships. I would also join a couple of nonprofits, volunteering with them. While Charleston is great, there are people in need. There's a lot of great businesses out there that offer, packing backpacks and volunteer driven events that always need a helping hand. If you're moving to Charleston, I would definitely check out some of those things. If you're really looking to dive into the lifestyle and get to know what's going on in Charleston, again, we have the beaches. Folly Beach is great. It's a laid back kind of vibe. We have our farmers markets throughout the area. Somerville, downtown, James Island. You can find a farmers market anytime during this year. They usually run from early spring to early fall. I can't tell you how many events I've seen that have yoga in the park, rooftop yoga, kayaking, there's galleries, art walks, and it's just an endless possibility of things to do. Charleston is growing so quickly, and there's so much opportunity here for remote workers, entrepreneurs, women business owners, and creatives. I can definitely say in the last 10 years, I have seen it grow at an amazing rate. All right, so you made it to the end of the video. So let's recap on how you can move smoothly. So define first why you're moving to Charleston. What are you looking for? What neighborhood and lifestyle are you wanting to transition to? Second, understand the pros and cons of your neighborhood. Are you willing to do more of a drive to be out in nature, or do you want to be in the center of it all? Next, know your budget, know what you're looking for. Try out a couple neighborhoods if you're not quite sure yet. Next, get connected with a professional so you can start shopping for homes. And lastly, enjoy your time in Charleston. This isn't just a move, this is a transition into a better, more holistic lifestyle. If this resonated with you, come join me over on my Substack community. I write weekly articles about relocating to Charleston and enjoying life here. I hope to see you over there. That link will be in the description box below. Until next time, guys. Bye.